What are your plans to grow and scale your business in 2020 and beyond? I'm going to share the top 10 best growth strategies to give you a significant competitive advantage to help you get your brand on more store shelves and into the hands of more shoppers. How do you reach your vision in 2020 for your brand? Do you want to know what the top 10 strategies are to ensure success in 2020 and beyond are? That's what we're going to be talking about today. Welcome. You need a clear vision to succeed in 2020, and to help you do that, I'm changing up the format a bit. In addition to my regular interview shows, I'm going to add these smaller, shorter shows, and these episodes are going to be designed to give you specific insights to answer your most pressing bottlenecks. They're going to be a lot shorter, and in addition to that, there's going to be a YouTube component. On the YouTube channel, you might see illustrations to help frame or explain what I'm talking about more in depth. So you want to check out both the Brand Secrets and Strategies YouTube channel and the Brand Secrets and Strategies podcast. Let's dig into today's episode. It's the beginning of the year, and everyone likes to talk about goal setting. What I want to do differently is highlight the top brand building strategies to help you get your brand on more store shelves and into the hands of more shoppers. These are the best strategies used by the big brands. They work for them and they can work for you. Today I want to focus on the top 10 strategies to grow and scale your brand in 2020 and beyond. Number 1, review the prior year. Take an assessment of what worked well, what you could have done better, and what tasks were distractions and need to be eliminated. This is a critical step that most brands overlook or ignore. The reason this matters is that a lot of the things that you're doing make sense, and they do work to some degree. So let's identify what those things are, let's tweak them, and let's make them work more efficiently. Some of the things you did were distractions. You might call that busy work with no real purpose. Let's identify what those things were, and let's eliminate those altogether. Identify which of those tasks can be delegated to someone else. The goal is to continue to look for little improvements that can make a big impact. Remember that retail is a marathon and not a sprint. Little improvements add up and multiply over time. Have you ever heard of the domino effect? The momentum from the first block falling is amplified throughout the entire chain reaction. The effect is having a tremendous amount of inertia or energy capable of making a dramatic impact. Number 2, get focused. Sharpen the saw. Exactly what I was talking about a minute ago. Only now we're talking about how do we get focused. How do you kill distractions? Distractions dilute your energy. They take you off task. They make you less productive. And if we help you sharpen the saw and focus on what's really important, then that's going to help you be successful long term. Focus on one course of action until you're completely finished. Make this a priority. This single idea will have a dramatic and lasting impression, helping you you can more closely reach your goals. It's been said that people really can't multitask. I'm guilty of that, even though I was always said that I was one of the best multitaskers around. The reality is that what you focus on gets done. The reality is that the more you're able to focus and put all of your energy into one task at a time, the more effective you're going to be, the better results are going to be, and the more efficient you're going to be in terms of getting your projects finished. Anthony Robbins once said that energy flows where focus goes. It's true. Number 3, establish well-defined targets. You simply can't hit a target you don't aim for. Think about it. A lot of people say that they are going to do something, but their goals are ambiguous or not very specific. The more specific you can be, the more effective your results are. For example, let's say that next year you want to grow sales. Well, here's $1. You just increased sales by $1. Well, that's probably not what you're thinking because your goals were not well defined and you were not specific about what you wanted to achieve. So you fell short of your goal long-term objective. So for example, instead of saying, I want to grow sales, instead you might want to say, I want to grow sales by 20% next year. That means that in order to achieve that, I need to make sure that my product is going to be in an additional 200 retailers at different stores. This goal is more specific. Later in future episodes, we're going to talk more about how to drill down and identify what stores are going to help you achieve that goal, because not all stores are equal. Always define the problem in solvable terms. When you're talking about growing distribution, for example, the example I just gave you, now we're talking about specifically what stores do you want to gain distribution in? What stores do your core customers shop at? Going after the wrong stores can actually derail and actually dilute your success. This is a critical component to goal setting. Number 4, build a bridge to success. Clarity equals power. The more clear you are, the more specific you are in terms of goal setting, the better you're going to be able to achieve them. I've already said that. So what do I mean by that? Well, you're not only are you going to gain distribution in 200 stores, but how are you going to do that? What steps are you going to take to achieve that goal? Next, you want to create a specific roadmap. So for example, I want to gain distribution in stores 1, 2, 3, 4 in that order, followed by stores 10, 11, and 12. Your specific roadmap identifies exactly your plan to achieve your goal. I want to gain distribution in what stores, in what retail chains, in what regions, and so on. In other words, you want to gain distribution in the specific stores where your customers shop in order of importance. Number 5, your goals need to be SMART, specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely. They need to be specific. Like I've been talking about, specifically exactly. What is your goal? What do you hope to achieve, and how do you plan to get there? Your goals need to be measurable. You need to set goals where you can measure their impact or your progress toward your set objective. They need to be attainable. What does that mean? Don't set pie-in-the-sky goals that you're never going to succeed. Don't set yourself up for failure. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. Don't say you want to get distribution at a retailer you have no business being in. For example, let's say you're a small brand. Don't say my goal is to get distribution at Costco or Walmart if there's no way you can handle the volume increase as a small brand. Instead, identify the retailers that you can support and then grow in. Set goals that are realistic, goals that you can support completely. What is reasonable that you can accomplish in this month, this year, etc.? Now, the goals need to be timely. How do you plan to achieve the goal? In what order and by when? And what is your strategy to get there? In other words, I need to do A, B, C, D in that order to achieve the goal in 2020 to reach my distribution target. Identify what that looks like. You want to gain distribution in 50% of those stores at the end of Q1, another 20% of the stores at the end of Q2, and so on. Being timely holds you accountable to your goals. Number 6, plan for success. You need an expert to help you. Not all amateurs have a coach, but all professionals do. Let me give you an example. I once heard this analogy, and it made a lot of sense to me. If you want to become a millionaire, well then don't ask someone that only makes $30,000 a year. Learn from experts, real-world experts that have a proven track record. Don't learn from someone that read a textbook or an article. Let someone help you who's actually accomplished the specific goal you set. So how does that work in my world? There are a lot of so-called experts trying to tell you how to grow and scale your brand, but not all of them have a proven track record or real-world experience with small retailers and large national accounts. There are a lot of people that claim to be category management experts without ever competing against the biggest brands and the largest national retailers, or without being able to pass the most basic professional category management certificate. I'm the first person certified at the highest level category management proficiency, a Certified Professional Strategic Advisor, CPSA. There's a big difference between someone who can populate a canned, top-line templated report than an expert who can provide actionable insights to grow and scale your brand. There's a big difference between someone who uses the same generic template to sell both organic baby food and motor oil. This is where a talented category management expert is worth their weight in gold. This is where small, disruptive brands are able to compete head-to-head with the most sophisticated brands in any category and in any economy. My point is this. This is where you truly get more than what you pay for. One of my biggest wins includes huge double-digit growth quarter after quarter in a category that was flat. Get expert advice to help you stay focused and to help you realize your goals faster. One of the other benefits of doing this and using this strategy is helping you achieve your goals a lot faster than you would if you had tried to do this on your own. For example, for me, starting out my business, there were a lot of mistakes that I made along the way. I finally found the right people to give me the right advice, to build the right infrastructure, to be able to provide to you brand building information like this podcast, YouTube channel, my online courses, and my weekly newsletter. I constantly strive to provide the best brand building advice and resources, including sharing actionable insights from leading CEOs, founders, and industry thought leaders. This would not have been possible if I had not surrounded myself with the best coaches and guides. Number 7, write it down and schedule it. If it's not written down, then it's not a goal. No goal equals no growth. Schedule it. What gets scheduled gets done. Use a scorecard. I talk about scorecards and the importance of them a lot on the different podcast episodes. I even included a module teaching you everything you need to know about scorecards in my Effective Broker Management course and my Trade Marketing Essentials course. Scorecards are the most effective way to help you manage projects like goal setting. If you can put together a scorecard and then identify who's going to do what, when, where, why, and how, pulling together all the different resources that you need to be successful, well, that's going to help you achieve your goal. Let me give you a quick example. If one of your goals is to gain distribution in a new store, and part of that goal requires that you support your brand with in-store demo, well, then on your scorecard, you would include specific stores the demo would be in, the incremental product required to ensure no out-of-stocks are ordered, and by when. That the demo people are trained experts that understand your product, that you have a way to survey shoppers and build community. The signage is in place, the store is well merchandised, and so on. Using a scorecard with this level of detail will guarantee maximized results for the demo promotion. By being able to leverage a scorecard to help you achieve your goals, it's going to make your goals a lot easier to manage. Another key benefit is having the people around you to support and hold you accountable. Number 8, persistence. You've got to stick with it. There are a lot of brands that try something once or twice and then give up. Persistence is the key to being able to achieve your goals. Think about it. Professional athletes don't run around a track once and then give up because they automatically are not the fastest. Instead, they practice day after day after day. Olympic athletes get up early every morning and they push and they push and they push until they get better. My point is this. You've got to continue working toward achieving your objective on a regular basis, consistently, and you've got to put your best foot forward each step of the way. Number 9, get your entire team on board. Goal setting should be fun. Goal setting should be something that's not left to you alone, the founder. Goal setting should include everyone in your organization. The more you can get them engaged in what you're trying to achieve, the more effective you're going to be. The best part about that is that not only will they start owning different aspects of the goal, but they'll also provide insights, ideas, and strategies to help you achieve your overall objective. Number 10, rinse and repeat. Once you've got a solid strategy, then you need to practice it. Practice it every single day. You need to make sure that everyone who touches your product is on board with your objectives. Everyone throughout your entire sales funnel. You've got to make sure, for example, that you're communicating the value of your mission, the value of your brand, etc., to everyone throughout your entire sales funnel. Exactly why I created the free Turnkey Sales Story Strategies course. Hardly any brands have the discipline to leverage the strategies taught in this free course. This is exactly how I was able to push around big brands like P&G and Frito. It worked for me, and it can work for you. Here's a quick example. This is one of the strategies that I teach in the course. Have you ever played the game where you tell someone a story and they tell someone else and so on? By the time the story comes back around to you, it's literally unrecognizable. One of the goals in the free course is to teach you how to ensure that your selling story remains consistent throughout the entire organization, throughout your entire sales funnel, with the same passion, clarity, and authenticity and enthusiasm as the founder. If you have the discipline to do this, then I guarantee that you're going to have a significant competitive advantage over any brand out there, literally. This is what set me apart from the other brands I worked with and all the brands that I competed against. If you can do this one thing and then layer on all the goals that we talked about earlier thus far, this is going to help you gain a significant and sustainable competitive advantage that's going to set you apart from your competition in 2020 and beyond. This is the foundation that you need to build your brand on. Now for a couple of additional things that you might want to consider as you're setting goals. First of all, you always need to be grateful. Anger and fear are distractions. It's easy to get distracted by all the things that are coming at us all the time. We practically drink through a fire hose on a regular basis with all the distractions, all the things going on in the news, and with everyone begging for a piece of your time. Being grateful by being positive about what you have and trying to focus on the good. Try to focus on what's important to drive your business and not getting distracted by the things that you really don't affect your business. In other words, be grateful for what you have, for everything you have. Be grateful for the people that work with you, that support you. Being grateful means that you can step back and you can look at the big picture. This will allow you to focus on your objectives for 2020 and beyond. This will also help you identify those people who are going to help you on your journey. Those people are going to help you stay on track. Those people who want to help you succeed, like your customers, for example. Here are some other things that could help you. Number one, begin every day with a definite plan. Don't wake up in the morning not knowing what you're going to do. Before I go to bed every night, I write down what my objectives are for the next day so that when I wake up, I can hit the ground running. Number two, tap into the power of purpose. What is your purpose of the goal that you're set? What does it matter? What are you trying to achieve? If you've got a purpose behind your goal, that's going to increase your drive and your enthusiasm and help in your focus. By being able to focus on the power of purpose, that helps you achieve your objectives because you know that's the goal and that's the thing you need to be focused on every day. 3. Set priorities. Think about the things that are important to you. Put those things in order of importance and then do those things in that order. A lot of people like to first check off the things that are easy to achieve, the things that distract them from what really needs to be done. So, by ranking your goals in order of importance, and then by restating them in solvable terms, I was able to move mountains. This was the secret to my success. This allowed me to become a leader in the industry and in my categories, literally, and push around some of the biggest, most iconic brands on the planet. If you leverage this strategy, it's going to help you as well. 4. The next thing I want you to do is schedule blocks and time to work on the most important results first. This will help you stay focused. Don't let anyone distract you. 5. Use the power of deadlines. Have you ever heard of the Parkinson principle? It says that work tends to expand to fit the amount of time allotted to it. Set a deadline and stick to it. Think about it. What kind of student were you in school? Were you the student that always waited the last minute when your homework was due before you even started? If you can use the power of deadlines, then that's going to help you prioritize things more effectively. In a perfect world, this is where I want to get you. I want you to start doing your product planning, your promotional planning, and everything else months out. The big companies are now doing this, sometimes 2 years in advance. This is where you want to be because it takes a lot of pressure off your plate, and this allows you to focus on other things, like plan for innovation and so on. We'll get to that more in other episodes. 6. Don't waste time worrying about things that you didn't do or you can't control. Don't allow things to distract you. Focus on what's important. Focus on the task at hand and don't let things that you can't control distract you from what you're trying to achieve. 7. Measure your progress and celebrate the results. This is why a scorecard is important. If you can put on your scorecard what you need to achieve, how you need to achieve it, and when you need to achieve it by, then you can celebrate your success because you know that you'll hit your goal at a certain time. By the way, this is a skill that will improve over time, so don't worry about the first couple times you use it. The more you use a scorecard, the more comfortable you are with using the scorecard, the better it's going to help you and your brand accomplish what you need to accomplish for your goal setting. The more effective and the more efficient you're going to be. Number 9, spend 90% of your time on the solution and only 10% of your time on the problem. Think about it. The more time you spend in planning, the less time you have to spend in execution. By making sure that you've got everything planned out properly, it's going to make execution that much easier. For example, ensuring a product demo is a huge success. There's a famous quote by President Lincoln who said, "If you have 6 hours to cut down a tree, then you want to spend the first 5 hours sharpening the saw." The point is this. In that example, the sharper the saw is, the more effective you're going to be at being able to cut down the tree. That's a strategy that you should use as you begin to plan. As you begin to use these strategies, if you plan ahead of time, thoroughly plan everything, then execution will become the easy part. This includes delegating tasks to others. And number 9, the most important thing to consider. Be excited about your vision and your goals and imagine what it will look like when you accomplish them. Imagine what it will look like when your brand is the leader in the category. Imagine what it'll look like when a retailer highlights your brand and celebrates it on their shelves. Imagine what it'll look like when customers choose your brand over others, and then take your product home and share it with their friends and family. This is where we want to get you. This is a strategy that I think, again, a lot of people overlook. I hope this episode helped. I hope it helped you get an idea of what you need to do to accomplish your goals in 2020 and beyond. I hope this is something to help you achieve your goals. Stay tuned to the podcast and the YouTube channel for more brand building advice. Go back and listen to prior episodes where we discuss strategies to solve your most pressing bottlenecks. Please share them with friends or any brands wanting to grow sales. Subscribe so you'll be the first to receive the most current tips and strategies to help grow and scale your brand. Today's free downloadable guide is my retail scorecard. You can download it instantly along with today's show notes at brandsecretsandstrategies.com/session160. Thank you for listening, and I look forward to seeing you in the next episode.